champagne wishes and caviar dreams. Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. Now, can you dig that?
Boom! Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. I'm Booker T, 6-time world champ, 2-time Hall of Famer. Got my man Brad Gilmore here with me as always, and I'm sure you guys can tell my voice is a little low today because this weekend was off the chain, man. Reality Wrestling Christmas Chaos 18? Are you kidding me, man?
Oh, wow. I didn't even realize what number it was.
It's nuts, man. It's nuts. We have been, just trying to create magic for these young people, trying to live that dream that I got a chance to go on, so many years ago. I always say, man, that first trip to Japan for me set it off. I was like, I'm in. I say, man, I'm not leaving this party. I'm going to get good and drunk. Y'all going to have to kick me out. I'm sticking around. It has been over 30 years, man, but we still having fun. But more importantly, man, we had our first super chat winner, got a chance to have the experience come to Reality of Wrestling and become a Reality of Wrestling VIP, and he is none other than the one and only Cali Toadell. Let's bring him inside the Hall of Fame real quick.
There he is.
Yeah, really?
What's going on, Cali?
Oh man, what's up, BT? The boat. How y'all doing today, man?
Man, we doing real good, man. We doing real good. I mean, the thing is, man, tell us about the experience, man. What was the experience like, coming to Reality of Wrestling, getting the chance to hang out with the Row Nation is what we call it. What was it like?
Hey, man, okay, you know what? You heard that thing called WrestleMania?
Yeah.
Forget that. You know what I'm saying? This is what it's all about, baby. I mean, just coming in, man, flying in, all the bells and whistles, you know what I'm talking about, first class, you know what I mean? They was like, hey, man, you going to Reality of Wrestling? I'm like, oh, yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? They was like, you want to fly? I was like, yeah, man, let me land the plane. They was like, you go book a ticket? I said, yeah, you can land the plane. You know what I'm saying? It was all the way, man. Shrimp, caviar, and champagne, baby. You know what I'm talking about? It was all of that, man, And when you get touchdown and you get there, man, the love, man, from every single person in the building, man. It's like it's a family there, man. The Row is truly something that anybody should want to be a part of, man. I'm talking about, everybody. It's first class all the way, man. The announce team, Britt, Curb, you know what I'm saying? Everybody, Britt, Curb, like, first name basis, you know what I'm talking about? That's what it is when you Cali T, baby, you know what I mean? So, yeah, man, it was a great experience, man. The talent is awesome. The whole night, not a dull moment. Nothing quiet going on in the building.
Hey, man, I appreciate that. That's what we try to do at Reality Wrestling. It's an experience.
Oh, yeah.
It's something more than just, wrestling matches. Like you say, it's a family as well. It's a fraternity. It's a ministry. It's got so much going on. I'm at Reality of Wrestling. We created this thing. We started the school back in 2005. But this is truly, big for us. This is the first time we were ever able to do something like this as far as have a contest and have a contest winner like yourself. You've been riding with, the Hall of Fame since day one. You've been literally that number one guy, literally Cali Toadell. You like family to us, bro. So for us to actually get a chance to have that experience with you, it was really, really awesome. Brad, what you got?
No, it was cool because I know Cali. It was funny. Cali and I almost looked at each other when we first saw each other like it was a blind date at a restaurant. You're like, hey, is that you? And then we started.
No, the same thing with me.
Yeah.
I drove up. And he was just walking in the door, and I'm like, that's Cali Toadell.
Yeah. BT had that look like, man, that's him. I'm like, that's him. You know what I mean? Yeah, everybody's him.
He was him, man, and it was cool to chop it up with you and get to know you and had those conversations. We won't spill the secrets, but we got to know, what Cali Toadell means. We got the backstory. We got the history.
Oh yeah, baby.
About it. And and you know what, man? I saw you kind of. This is what was cool about Cali. This is how you know he's a fan. Everybody who will walk by, if they're one of the boys or on the show, like Tommy Bolton walks by, he goes, "What's up, Tommy?" you know, or whomever else goes,
Right.
walk by.
Yeah.
He'd be like, Josiah, Rocket, what's up, man?
Yeah.
I was like, you know everybody on the show.
Yeah. You got to keep it 100, man. You know, it ain't no fugazi around here. You got to do it for real.
No, man, seriously, we appreciate you representing the Hall of Fame. You know what made you what drew you to, wanting to really be a part of, the Hall of Fame and Brad Gilmore, my, experience, because we've been doing this for a long time. And literally, like I said, it seemed like you've been with us since day one.
You know what, man? I came in and I was like, this is something, and this is something big. So it's part of me is like, you gotta have, and you got to be a part of something that's bigger than you, So the role is bigger than me. And it gives me an opportunity to like the super chats, you know what I mean? It's an investment, you know what I mean? In people's future, seeing what you guys is doing down there, it's money going into a good place. I know mentally that, okay, this is protected over here. You know what I mean? So, and that's what you guys are doing, man. You handing out futures over here, and I'm all about that, man. It's all about giving people opportunity, man. They say the only way to have the experience is to have the experience. You know what I'm talking about? So we got, I got to get in where I fit in, man. Hey, as sure as the sun come up, man, that's me, man. I shall be up on the rise, man. So yeah, that's what it was all about, man. Coming and being a part of something bigger than myself and giving to something that I truly love, that I love like since I was a little kid.
Man, you just said something that is 100% true. As far as, like you said, the investment thing. Brad and I, we've been doing this for a long time. And we've been doing the super chat thing for a long time. And I don't even know where the money goes. I haven't seen, I'm serious. I've not seen one dime of the super chat money, because every dime that goes into reality of wrestling, it goes right back in. We don't take anything out. One day, when the investment get big enough to where we want to let somebody else handle it, we'll take out our, investment. We'll go ahead and cash in then. We'll all get paid at the end of the day. But trying to create something along the way has been so important to us, and we've been able to create a small monster. We say, we're a small company, small wrestling company, but we work hard for our artists, man. We work real hard.
Yeah.
Those guys, man. And they gave you a hell of a show. How'd you like the show?
Oh man, the show was outstanding, man. For y'all do not pass the opportunity up to become a member. Being a member, you're going to get first class. You're going to get to see it first. You're going to get to brag about it first. You get to talk about with it your friends first. You know what I mean? It ain't no waiting in line. You know what I mean? You jumping right to the front. You know what I mean? You got that fast pass. You know what I'm saying? So you could just get right on in there, man. The show was outstanding. Everybody out there did an awesome job. You know what I mean? It wasn't not one dry, stale moment where, oh man, you wishing for somebody to be over. Some got it over. Him was putting out some business. I can't say too much, but it was phenomenal. The ladies, man, they tore the house down, man. They were out there doing their thing. It was a lot of debuts in the match, and it was people, man. Everybody's bringing the A game over there, man. I see a lot of people getting called up, and some of them very soon.
Wow. That's you know what? That's a heavy endorsement, man. That really is. That's a heavy endorsement, because everything we do at Reality of Wrestling is try to, get these young girls, these young guys opportunity. But we always say you got to be ready. You can't be slacking. You got to be 100%. Knowing that you are just as good as the guy or the girl standing across from you, and that's what those guys brought it, man. I swear, man, it was an awesome show. It was really an awesome show.
It was a great show. You know what I mean? Well, I've done 11 Christmas Chaoses now that I've gotten to be ringside for, and this is one that stands out. This one, it really did. It stood out. I'm with Callie. There was no slow moments. Now the other thing too, Callie came correct, because Callie Toenail came with a Reality of Wrestling Christmas Chaos tie.
Let me tell you this.
Yes.
When I saw Callie, I thought he was dressed appropriately for the show, but he said, no, I got to go to the hotel, so I got to get suited and booted.
Oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? Very dapper now.
Yeah, he came with it.
Oh,
and
fresh.
As much as as a gift, Callie, I'm sure from your perspective to be flown out and be there and on BT's dime and the Queen's dime, of course, and get to meet everybody. But Callie also brought gifts for us, which I thought was really dope. I just want to show you, Callie. Look right there on the top of that clock tower. If you see it,
oh,
standing on top of the clock.
Yeah,
Doc Brown.
Who you with?
Appropriately. Yeah. But man, no, it was cool because I'm with you, Book and Callie. Like I felt like this show and the community that we have in the chat has become like another family feel in itself. Callie and I chopped it up for, I don't know, 30, 40 minutes, and we never really met each other or talked to each other except through texts. But I felt like I knew him already. Yeah. And that was where kind of the friendship that can happen just in the chat comes from. And Callie, you're the first, and you set the bar high, my friend. But there's going to be more to follow in your footsteps.
Nobody does it better.
we got to take a break. But any parting words, man, before you get out of here, man. But on my behalf, man, I just want to say thank you for being our #1 super chatter here inside the Hall of Fame.
Oh, well, it don't stop, man. The Bucks don't stop here, man. You know, and I want to thank you guys. I want to thank you, Booker T. I want to thank the Queen, Charmel. You know, I want to thank the boat. Like I said, man, you guys have already and always we fam, man. You know what I mean? This train is gonna keep on going, man. You know what I'm saying? We like Snipes and Harrison up in here. You know, we're gonna be doing our thing. You know, and man, I appreciate all the love, and I appreciate, you know, the support you guys gave me. Oh, Kevin Bernhardt, man, I don't want to forget about him. He was putting in a whole lot of work, man, from day one. So, you know, I want to make sure that I get him in there. And I want to give a shout out to my girl Passion at Boss Brace for making me look, you know, putting me on and keeping me all stylish. You know what I'm talking about? Palmdale, Boss Brace, Passion. Go see her. You know what I'm talking about? And, you know, I got to do it, baby. I got to say, hey, hi, mama. I love
you. Oh, man, the one and only. Callie told that. We love you, bro. But, hey, guys, stick around. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back.
We interrupt your regularly scheduled program for an important public service announcement.
This is not a drill. I repeat, this is not a drill. Is it something more essential? A revolutionary ball trimmer that has landed right here from the future.
That's right. Manscaped has been working overtime to upgrade your below-the-waist grooming experience with their cutting-edge Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra.
Let's cut to the chase. Every man out there knows the fear of going in for a close shave in those most sensitive areas.
Yeah, we've been there, Book, but fear no more. The Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra is the hero that you deserve, featuring not one, but 2 interchangeable next-gen skin-safe blade heads.
This isn't just your standard grooming. It gives that super smooth finish with a new foil blade your heart desires, and Manscaped delivers.
And it does not stop there. With dual LED spotlights, you can navigate the darkest of regions with precision regardless of your skin tone.
And they thought of everything, man. 3-length setting comb, and guess what, my man? This bad boy is waterproof.
That's right, Booker. Trim with confidence in or out of the shower. The Lawnmower 5.0 trimmer helps reduce nicks, the risk of ingrown hairs, and those dreaded grooming accidents.
And because we've got your back, man, get 20% off free shipping with the code, you know, Booker T at manscaped.com.
Just think about it. 20% off free shipping at manscaped.com with the code Booker T. High-tech grooming for your low places.
Look, man, from a personal experience, this isn't just a ball trimmer. It's like a spaceship for your man parts. Smooth, efficient, and it takes care of B.I.itness, dog.
Remember, we're keeping it real with you all. We partnered up with Manscaped because we believe in the product. They hooked us up and we're passing that on to you.
So, gentlemen, upgrade your grooming game, man, and visit manscaped.com. And don't forget to use the promo code BookerD for your exclusive deals. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. Cali Toenail, man. Big ups to Cali Toenail, man. I hope you had a great time. He looked like he had a great time, man. He looked like he had a great time.
He was awesome, man.
And like we said, Cali was the first, but he's not going to be the last. He's going to be doing this on the regular, guys. So make sure you guys tune inside the Hall of Fame on the regular.
Yeah. Again, I love Cali because in the middle of the show, I'd look over and he would just stand straight up during a match and go, "Who you with?" He would just be, I mean, if he was in it, man, he was in it. And, just much love to Cali Toenail.
Yeah.
What a whirlwind day. Like, I was talking to one of the other commentators at Reality Wrestling, Kirby Carry-On. Shout out to Kirby.
The historian.
The historian. Yes, the historian. And I was telling him, I'm like, can you imagine like watching a show or like a YouTube channel or a TV show? Like, to me, what Cali's experience must have been like is if Johnny Carson, when I was a kid, called and be like, "Hey, Brad, you want to come to the Tonight Show? You can kick it with Ed McMahon. He'll show you around the studio. You'll be up on our dime. You can sit and talk to the guest and see how the show's put." It would just be like unimaginable that anything like that could ever happen. And
for me, I never really think about it like that. I guess because I never look at myself as nobody other than the guy that's going to work. You know what I mean? That's why
I hear you. Yeah.
I guess that's why I don't look at it that way. But I do understand. For me, if Muhammad Ali would have said, come hang out with me, I'm gonna fly you, I'd have lost my damn mind. I always say that, I was a kid that didn't listen to a whole lot of people. I'm not my mother, I was just bad seed. But I always say all the stuff that my mother told me, my brothers, the principal at school, the security guard, everybody. And I didn't listen. I say, Muhammad Ali, if he would have said it, I would have listened without any shadow of a doubt, without any problem. I know I would have listened. And so I totally get that. So for us to actually be able to do something like this, it's special. It really is. This is special for you and I to have grown this far to be able to do something like this. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, man. And I'm looking forward to whomever the next super chatter is. I don't know what are we gonna do this? Maybe like twice a year or something like that? Once a year, twice a year?
Maybe even 3 times. We'll figure it out.
Maybe even 3 times. Well, stay tuned again. If y'all don't know what we're talking about, if you're new to the chat or new to the show, we selected a super chatter, which is where you pay to ask a question, as low as $1 or $2, and you get entered into a raffle to where you can get flown down to Houston, Texas, to the Booker T's Reality of Wrestling School and show, and get to kick it with us and watch the show, man. So someone's next.
Who's next?
And look, it could be Cali again. You don't know. It could be him again. That's how it goes. So, but we do appreciate it. And I will say, it was a hell of a show. Chris Chaos was a hell of a show.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, everybody did a hell of a job. Chris Chaos. I don't know if it's just that night, and everybody know that, man, this is our pretty much our WrestleMania moment, and we got to go out here and we got to shine. Everybody seemed to hit all of their points. I'm talking about from A to Z, and I was so impressed with everybody, top to bottom. And like Callie said, the girls went out there and really tore it up. What a night! What a show! And so, guys, make sure you tune in to Reality Wrestling. If you don't, know where it's at, go to YouTube, right there, Reality Wrestling / YouTube, and check it out on a regular. We don't have reruns. We do weekly shows, guys. Every week you're gonna get something new from Reality Wrestling. And this has been going on for quite some time. Reality Wrestling don't get its props that it should. You know, we really don't. We don't get our props like we really should, just because we're not an independent wrestling company. We're a small television company. We
Right.
we got, you know, the lights, the camera, and the action going on. Everything has to be structured very, very well to make a show come together. I used to love Cabernet, man. Those shows used to come off like money, man, every week, man. So I'm
Those are
all,
like 90 minutes.
but they were so funny. It was so funny, and everything was so tight. Everything was so well produced and put together. And that's what we do at Reality Wrestling, man. We try to produce and put that thing together. And like Cali Toenail said, Kevin Bernhardt, give him a lot of props, because him and his old man, they was in there working their asses off this last couple of days right before the show, because we had some 65 inches that we had to put up. We had 6 of them, and they put them up. And man, when I walked out for the first segment, my first segment that I had on the show, and I was like, wow, I could see the logo. I saw Gaspar's logo, and I was like, wow, that looks good. And I was like, it looks good. We need Black Friday every week.
I will say I was so impressed with the production of the show, and this new arena that we're in, the new space I already love it more than the World Gym Arena. The World Gym Arena had a lot of fondness to me from a sentimental standpoint of like our first freestanding building, but this is so much better. It's louder in there.
Man.
It feels better. It's cooler, which is pretty big
Oh,
deal.
God, that
Much
AC
cooler.
cold.
AC blows nice and cold, and it feels like you're in a TV studio. I mean, and I've been like we were talking about. I mean, I've seen NXT up close and personal. This has a really similar feel. I've even seen the Tonight Show in New York with Jimmy Fallon. It feels like that. Like the lights are right, the music's right, the sound is right, the feel is right, and we're just still tweaking every month. It feels like a little tweak here, a little tweak there. Add this, scratch that.
Next month is going to be a few more bells and whistles. Like I said, man, we need Black Friday and Cyber Monday all the time. Because when I'm spending, this money is coming out of my pocket, guys. Like I said, this is an investment for me. It's been an investment for nearly 20 years now, nearly 20 years. And one day, you know, we're going to cash in on this investment. We're all going to cash in too. If I cash out, we'll all cash in. That's just the way it is at Reality Wrestling. Nobody's going to be left behind. We're like the Marines. You know what I'm saying? But now, man.
And you know what's cool too? Like, and I'm sure I know we have a bunch of topics we want to get into, which we will here chat in a minute. But just on the Reality Wrestling tip, it was cool to. There's a few things that stood out to me on Saturday, other than the show. Just being backstage, hearing the boys talk to each other about matches that weren't theirs. And I don't want to give too much away about the behind the scenes, but just like, hey man, I had an idea for you. Right? Or hey, what if you did this? Hey, what do you and this camaraderie where we're all working together, you know, and even after the show, still guys, including myself, we're pitching ideas to each other. We're talking about, hey, maybe this could do this, maybe you could do this. And that was just a cool element. And the other cool thing was I was sitting there and I was, you know, we're writing some commentary notes. I got Brittany Houtland to the left of me, I got Kirby Carroll to the right of me, and then I went over to watch a couple of the pre-tapes get done, and I realized we got Emily and Chris Russo doing ring announcing, switching off duties. We got Emily May and Carolina doing backstage interviews. And all of a sudden we have like this 7-person announce team. And I was like, when did this happen? You know, when did we get 7? It used to be like me doing the ring announcing and the commentary and the backstage interview. Now we got 7 people. It was awesome.
Growing, man. It's growing. I saw Brittany. She put out a post and she was thanking everybody at Reality Wrestling, you know, for the experience that she's looking forward to 2024. And we're so fortunate to have Brittany as well as Kirby, you know, in the booth. And now we, you know, just adding on, and it's something that we don't even see it happening until it happens.
Right.
And that's what's really, really cool about Reality Wrestling. Everybody fits the role, though. Everybody fits the role. So what's really cool about Reality Wrestling. It's young, it's fast, it's fresh, and anybody can be a part of it if they are, you know, ready to, you know, get in there and pay their dues. So come on out and be a part of Reality Wrestling. We've got so many students right now that's chomping at the bit and waiting to get their shot and just getting on television. One kid, man, he got a chance to, I guess this was his debut. Drew made this pretty much his debut.
Yeah.
And Drew came to us, guys, and he looked like a whole different person. He is a whole different person. And I want to give that kid a whole lot of props because he's the first one there at the gym and he's the last one to leave every week. I mean, if one of the trainers don't show up, Drew is out there running those kids. And the thing is, it's not his job, but he's the kid that's going to step up to the front of the class every time and raise his hand and say, I can do it. So I want to thank Drew for all of his hard work that he's done in Reality of Wrestling over this past year, man, because like I say, he's transformed himself. He looks like a totally different person. And that right there, I'm really, really proud of.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you shouted him out because I was going to bring him up too. And people will see his debut in the weeks to come. But I will say, you always preach, hey, I'm going to give you the blueprint. Just follow it, right? And what I saw with him, even though it was a limited role, he understood the assignment and he went out and delivered, which very few people do.
Yeah.
You know, just very few people can just
know your role. Know your role. Know your role. We got to take a break, guys. Stick around. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a memento. Can you dig it, sucker? And this episode is sponsored by Blue Chew. Guys, let's talk about it. Let's talk about sex. Hey, you remember when you was always ready to go? I'm talking about strapping the rocket on it, man. Going straight to the moon. I'm talking about getting it done. If you want that extra confidence, I got something for you. Listen up. BlueChew.com. Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, Levitra, but in a chewable tablet at the fraction of the cost.
But the great thing, Book, is you can take it any time, day or night, so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever an opportunity arises. The process is simple. You sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days.
The best part, guys, it's all done online on the internet. So there's no doctor's visit, no awkward conversations, no waiting in line at a pharmacy or any of that.
And the thing is, Book, Blue Chew's tablets, they're made right here in the USA and prepared and shipped direct to your door in a discreet package, so no one is the wiser.
You know, let's just get it out there, guys. Blue Chew wants to help you have better sex. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. It's like this. Chew it and do it. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew absolutely free when you use promo code Booker at your checkout. Just pay $5 for shipping, man. That's BlueChew.com. Use promo code Booker to receive your first month absolutely free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And, you know, we want to thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the Hall of Fame podcast. Chew it and do it. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, man. Man, like I said, coming off a great weekend, but I know it's a whole lot out there people want to talk about. I know CM Punk is still dominating the internet. People still,
Yeah.
You know what? Let's start with CM.
Okay.
All right, let's start with CM Punk. And the reason I want to start with CM Punk is I can't win for losing. What I now, I say that I can't win for losing when I say something about CM Punk to the people that, you know, comment. So I read the comments sometimes, you know. I mean, it's just because it's almost like reading the funnies, you know. I can get a good laugh sometimes when I read some of the comments. But I think the last thing I said about CM Punk was, you know, it felt like it was kind of like a heartfelt promo, like he was, you know, happy to be back home. And the thing is, I don't know if those words were written for CM Punk or not. I really don't. But I do know CM Punk is a guy that pretty much floats his own boat. And he pretty much says, you know, pretty much what he wants to say. All right. Yeah. So I'm giving CM Punk the benefit of the doubt to being one to have, you know, said the words that he felt, whether they was a shoot or not. I don't know. But I said that, and, you know, and people goes, you know, now since CM Punk is back, you know, Booker T, got nothing but good stuff to say about him. For 2 years straight, Booker T didn't do anything but crap on CM Punk. That's the kind of stuff. And the thing is, I don't know, Brad, you refresh my memory on anything that I've done that like crap on Punk for 2 years, just anything. Because I'm trying to figure it out. I know, I know when I would say anything about CM Punk, people would go, "Oh, he's talking about CM Punk," and it perhaps was negative to their ears just because I was mentioning the name CM Punk. But have I? I'm serious. I'm serious. I need you to let me know, man. Have I been that negative on CM Punk? I mean, honestly.
No, not. But see, here's the thing. Now, when I say that, people are going to be like, "What do you mean? Of course he is." I think a lot of it is in the sphere in which you view things, right? We've talked about before that the WWE, AEW, tribalism, I think is what we referred to it as before, is really akin to politics, right?
Yeah.
For instance, I won't get into the politics of anything, but like say a report comes out, unemployment is down. Okay. One side's going to take that and go, look, that's because of our guy got the unemployment down. The other side's going to say, well, it's not really down. If you look at these factors, this factor, it's really a poll of this.
Everybody's working 3 jobs.
Right. Yeah. Everybody's working 3 jobs. So and I'm just saying is, you can take this one thing and then view it 2 completely different ways, depending upon which ideology you subscribe to. Yeah. So I think whenever you or myself or us together on the show would voice some sort of criticism by the way perhaps we saw something in AEW, the way you saw something that CM Punk said or did in AEW, if we were critical of it, people don't see criticism in the AEW side. They see attack, negative, or the CM Punk fan, maybe I should say, attack, negative, to where maybe Punk himself, if he heard it, go, oh, Booker might have a point there. Maybe I shouldn't have gone too in on WWE. Now it's kind of funny. And look, I don't know who wrote the promo. I don't know if Punk wrote the promo. I don't know if somebody else did it. I don't know. But it is funny when you look at the first promo in AEW versus the first promo in WWE. The only thing they really have in common is that they were both about WWE. That's the only thing that they really have in common, is that they were both about WWE. And shout out to Punk for it would have been really easy to go out there and take shots at AEW to play to the negativity of his exit and departure, and because that would light the internet up. But he didn't do that, and I do feel like he spoke from the heart. Most people don't actually. Your buddy Kevin Nash said it felt contrived and forced.
Yeah.
Where I think were the words that he used. He definitely said contrived. I don't think it was a promo that set the world on fire, but I do think it was genuine.
Because I think Kevin feels that way because he don't feel like, just like unless CM Punk really felt that way when he said it's good to be back home.
Yes.
That sounds like that sounds and feel like something that perhaps you got to say this. We got to write this for you. You know what I mean? And but me personally, I don't see that with CM Punk. I think if someone had told him, hey, you got to go out and say this, he might have said, no, I can't do. You know what? It might have been some rift there. I just don't see. I don't see them putting him in that position as well. First night back, hey, just go out and see. I almost. You remember when I talk about this business and I say everything is a test. Mm-hmm. That could have been CM Punk's test. Let's see what he go out here and say. You know what I mean? Bringing him back in, we giving him a shot. Let's see what he go out there and say. Let's see if he's going to go out there and bury the company, or if he's going to go out there and put us over. Let's see exactly, how this thing's going to start out. It could have been one of those tests. Me personally, there again, I don't know. I really don't. But if it was a test, CM Punk passed it. Okay, okay, because you got to show you willing to play ball. Okay, whether I tell you you need to play ball or not, you back and that's something that seemed like you would perhaps understand if we want to get off on the right foot. Now, there again, I could be wrong, but me personally, That's just the way I see it. Kevin Nash, like I say, I feel where he's coming from. I totally, because the promo, it felt like, I said at one point it looked like Punk wanted to shed a tear.
That's what you said.
And the thing is, it was a tear of joy. More importantly than anything, because it was one of those things where, man, the fans they still love me and they still support me. Out of all of the stuff, out of all of the crap, they still support me. Let me try to do right about me personally. That's what I think. I think it was one of those type of moments. I could be wrong, but I do know what it feels like being in front of the fans, not knowing if they're going to give you that reception or not. I do know that, and how it can make you feel on the inside. I do know that. So I always talk about these guys who say, "Yeah, man, screw the Hall of Fame. I don't care about that kind of stuff." Until that moment happens. And then they go, "Oh, man," then they crying, thanking everybody. You know what I mean? So, I'm serious. You know what I mean? So that's
I'm just thinking about how true of a statement that is.
It is true.
It's so true.
It's 100% true.
But yeah, and here's the thing with Punk too on the promo. Now, this is why I think that the deal really did come together last minute or last second, because Triple H said it came together really quickly. The reason I think that is I don't think that plans for him moving forward have been solidified yet. That felt like a promo of like, "Hey, we got you back. Let's get you on TV, and then we'll start figuring out your creative." Because to me, main event segment, promo, guy coming back after 10 years, if you got creative ready to go and you know who his first matchup is going to be, the angle starts that night. It would be middle of the promo, someone's music hits, face to face, maybe a scuffle, maybe a knot, maybe a stare down. That's what I thought was actually going to happen. But that's why I think this deal came together last second, as Triple H said it did. And Punk was out there just to be on the show, put his face back out there. And now there's rumors of all kinds of people he might be getting programmed with, everyone from Seth Rollins to Gunther to Stone Cold Steve Austin is being thrown out there of a WrestleMania match. So
So
would you have liked to see somebody cut him off and like set up an angle right there? Because to me, that's wrestling. That's just wrestling for me.
that's wrestling 101. That's something that we would expect. But I don't know. For me, I wouldn't want to jump the gun too soon. We got him here. Let's see where this thing goes. Let's start slowly. That's what I would think about first, just because of the history. And there again, everything is a test all the time in this business. For me, anyway, that's the way I've always looked at it. Everything's always a test. And for someone to come out there, of course, that would have sparked the interest of the internet immediately. Boom. But it's just like Cody Rhodes winning immediately when he got back also. We wouldn't have none of the drama that we've had with Cody over these last 365 either if we would have did that.
That's true. So I'm interested to see where CM Punk goes as far as the program goes. But there's actually more news about Punk other than just the promo that I feel like we have to get into. I know we're getting close to a break, but there's some more news that came out about him.
All right. We'll definitely talk about it. We got to take a quick break. Guys, stick around. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute. Can you dig it, sucker? All right, everyone, it's Booker T and Brad Gilmore here, and we've got something exciting for all you sports, comedy, music, and theater fans out there. We're talking about Game Time, the fastest, easiest way to get your hands on tickets to your favorite events.
That's right, Book. We love all those spontaneous, unforgettable moments, and Game Time is here to make them happen. Whether it's a last-minute decision to see a game or a sudden urge to catch a live show, Game Time has got you covered, giving fans access to tickets even at the last minute in over 60 cities across the United States and Canada.
Hey guys, this ain't about getting in. This is about getting the best seats in the house. With Game Time, you can see images of your seat before you buy it. So no surprises there, guys. You can score tickets swiftly. Skip the line, guys. Just dive straight into the moment.
Absolutely. And listen to this. Game Time guarantees the best prices. Find tickets in the same section in row for less elsewhere, Game Time will give you a credit of 110% of the difference. So there's no reason to wait, bro.
So whether it's the thrill of the game, the laughter of the comedy, the rhythm of the music, or the drama of the theater, guys, don't let the opportunity skip by. Choose Game Time. Grab your tickets and just enjoy the moment.
Live should be spontaneous book, so guys, don't miss out. Check out Game Time now on their app or at gametime.co. That's gametime.co.
Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Just download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code BOOKER for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Lowest price guaranteed. Oh, yes. Boom. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. We're talking CM Punk. You say something else came out on CM Punk I didn't hear about?
Well, perhaps. I don't know if you heard about it or not, but and I don't want to get too much into the weeds on, the backstage politics and things of that nature. But I did want to ask you about this from a certain perspective. When Punk was let go by AEW a few months back, whenever that was, when Tony Khan made his announcement, he said he took the recommendation of the AEW disciplinary committee, right? And this was the first time we'd ever heard those words. We were unaware of such. Now, after Punk's return to WWE, somehow
fact check you. He said discipline committee.
The discipline committee.
But you just corrected him.
Okay.
So I just want to put that out there.
Okay, the discipline committee.
You said it right, the disciplinary.
I hear you.
I just want to make sure, we say things right here.
We have to give the show credulity.
Yeah,
exactly.
You know what I mean?
So it came out exactly who was a part of that disciplinary committee over the last week. We found out it was an outside counsel, attorney, somebody on the inside who was a part of the in-house AEW legal counsel, and then a wrestler who was on roster. Mm-hmm. And the wrestler came out to be Bryan Danielson.
Yes.
And it was said that Bryan Danielson was the one who made the call, that this was the right path forward. And he was the one who actually talked to the locker room about it. And Daniel Bryan had since put on his X account a quote, I'm paraphrasing, but, he said his father always told him, you always got to do the right thing. The right thing might not be the most popular, might not make the most money, might not make everybody happy, but it is the right thing to do. And he's cited his friendship with CM Punk still, even in the speech to the locker room and since. My question is, that's got to be a difficult position to be put in general, right? I mean, to be in charge of a committee investigating a friend of yours and trying to make a determination based on if they should be fired or not. And the reason I'm asking this is
before we get to that question though, who exposed this committee?
Well, it came through the online sources. I don't know. Somebody in the locker room obviously said who.
So that's what I'm saying right there. Somebody had to expose that, committee, and Bryan Danielson actually being a part of that committee, as well as Danielson being the one that spearheaded, the removal of CM Punk. Somebody had to, leak that out, but here nor there. I just wondering if you knew that, but I can see Danielson being the voice of reason, and being the voice that's going to go talk to the locker room and say, hey guys, this is the situation. What do you guys think about it? And at least let them in on it, opposed to just making that decision on his own. I can see that happening. Of course, the heat is going to fall on him because he's the one that's going to go back and say, yeah, man, we're in agreement. This guy got to go. Just because, look, we can't sit here and try to sleep on CM Punk blew that damn company up, man. I mean, it was a lot of chaos happening with CM Punk with that company. maybe it was just because he couldn't get along with kids. Okay, maybe it was because he was just too outside the box of even wanting to deal with something, like that. I get that. I get that as well. But it wasn't a harmony moment or anything. It wasn't love at first sight or anything like that. So for me, we can't look past that. Can't.
Yeah, here's the thing. I still think it was the right idea. I mean, it was the right decision.
Exactly my point. I think it was
the right decision.
Whoever was on the board and had to make that decision, they probably would have came to the same conclusion.
And people were talking today like, hey, man, I can't believe Bryan Danielson would do that. Do you think that Punk is mad at Bryan Danielson? I guarantee you he is not mad at Bryan Danielson. If anything, he's going to get a nice big Christmas gift delivered to his front door.
Well, Punk, it seemed like Punk wanted to get out of there anyway.
Because it seemed like he wanted to be out of there anyway.
Might have been a gift. It might have been, like you said, early Christmas present for him. You know what I mean? So,
you know what? Do you think? Okay, and I don't want to get into the rumors on this. I don't want to get too into the weeds, but this thought just popped in my head. You know how, like, when James Harden, who we agree is a star player, at least at one point, MVP of the league when he was here with the Houston Rockets, and he wanted to get out of Houston, but he's under contract. He can't just say I'm not showing up anymore because he still wants to play. So what does he do? He shows up late to training camp and he's super overweight and he's causing problems and he's not showing up for this. And he's a bad teammate.
Yeah.
And what was his strategy? Because he wanted to go to Brooklyn and he's like, I'm going to be bad on purpose until y'all trade me. Do you think that could have had something to do with Punk? Because I also heard that Punk had reached out a couple of times over the last couple of years about coming back. Before
not too long before his exit from AEW.
Right.
He came to one of the shows and some people say they escorted him out of the building. I wasn't there or anything like that. But it seemed like Punk was trying to figure out how can I get back, home, to WWE. Just because, what I said it once, I said it 1,000 times. When I went to TNA, it wasn't like WWE. Even though we had some big crowds and some big places, we had some big shows. All the shows wasn't like that, of course. But just walking down that ramp in TNA, you knew you wasn't in WWE. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure every one of those guys that's working in AEW, that came from WWE, they feel the same way right now, no matter how big the show is in Wembley. You know what I mean? That's going to be a cool moment. It's going to be a great moment, but it's not going to be like walking down that WWE stage. It just isn't, and I think, those guys that's doing that, hey, I get it. I understand because what I told you is a check.
Boys gonna pick it up.
And the boys gonna go pick that check up. It's like a gold mine, man. It's like black gold, Texas tears. All that is Satisval. You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about, man.
I actually don't know what you're talking about. What's the last thing you just said? Sally's. What did you say?
Satisval.
What is that? I don't even know what that is.
I don't know, man.
Satisval.
Some Beverly Hillbillies.
What? I've never heard them say that.
That's in that whole little line. Texas teal, black gold, Satisville, something like that.
Well, we got to look this up now.
Come on, we got time to be looking up.
No, I've never heard them say that. Not one time.
All right, go right ahead and look it up, man.
All I see is oil, that is black gold, Texas tea. Swimming pills, hills, that is swimming pools, movie stars, redemption funds, stocks and bonds. I don't know. Oh, they say sit a spell.
Sit a spell. That's what
sit a spell. Take your shoes off.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, that's what it
is. Sit a spell. I'm like, what is Citizenville? I don't know what he said.
Citizenville, like sit down, man. Take the shoes off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all come back now. You hear?
Something like that.
So maybe, but again, people are throwing a lot of heat on Brian Danielson. I don't think it's warranted. He was given a job, and he did that job the way that he thought was the right thing to do for the situation that he was in.
I think anybody that had that job with it came to the same conclusion, unless they were just buddies with Punk and said, hey, let's give him another chance, whatnot. But if you wasn't, part of that contingency, you would have been like, hey, man, if you talk to the boys, and the boys gave their point on it there, as far as, and they were in agreement on it. Yeah, you're gonna pull the trigger. You're gonna do the right thing, and the right thing I think at that time was for CM Punk to get up out of there as well, man. I'm serious. I mean, that was not a good environment for CM Punk in that company. It really wasn't.
Seemingly brought out the worst in him.
It seemed that way. Yeah. It seemed
from
like
the outside's perspective.
Oh, it really did. It seemed like it was nothing but bumps in the road from day one in that company for CM Punk. And that's not me saying there was, here nor there, whose fault or whatnot, but it seemed like nobody could get along in that company from the beginning. And you know who said that was going to happen? We got to take a break. Stick around. We'll be back in a minute. Hey, what's up? This Booker T, and winter is here, and you know what that means, trying to stay comfortable while you sleep. Well, I've got something exciting for you.
That's right, Book. We've recently discovered a game changer for a good night's sleep. It's called Miracle Made, and it has its new product, the silver-infused bed sheets inspired by NASA.
Yeah, these sheets are no ordinary sheets, guys. They've got self-cooling properties that keep you at the perfect temperature all night long, thanks to NASA-inspired technology.
And here's the kicker. They're self-cleaning too. Infused with silver, these sheets prevent up to 99.7% of bacterial growth, leaving them fresh and clean 3 times longer than regular sheets. So that means no more gross odors. Plus, they're all about comfort and quality. Miracle sheets are luxuriously comfortable without the crazy price tag of other luxury brands. Trust me, Book, they feel as nice, if not nicer, than the sheets used by some 5-star hotel.
And just in time for the holidays, guys, these miracle sheets make perfect gift for your loved one. And who doesn't want better sleep and luxurious bed sheets? And guess what, guys? You get 3 free towels with your purchase. But wait, there's more. These sheets are designed with your skin in mind. No more sleeping on bacteria that can clog your pores. You don't want that. Sleep clean with Miracle.
Yeah, so here's the deal, listeners. Go to trymiracle.com/Booker to try it today or gift it to someone special this holiday season. And guess what? You will save over 40%.
Do it! And don't forget, guys, if you use the promo code at your checkout, you'll get 3 free towels and an extra 20% off.
And if that wasn't great, here's the best part. Miracle stands behind their product with a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not 100% satisfied, you will get a full refund from Miracle Made.
Hey guys, upgrade with Miracle Made. Go to trymiracle.com/Booker and use the promo code Booker and claim your free 3-piece towel set and save over 40%. Try miracle.com/Booker. Treat yourself or a loved one this holiday season to a gift of better sleep. Don't wait. Try Miracle Made today. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. I endorsed the Miracle Made bed sheets, guys. Seriously, Charmel, she ordered a few sets over Black Friday, and I hope she used a promo code.
Me too.
Get a little extra off of it, man. So, but yeah, man. But yeah. Back to CM Punk. You hear anything else about CM Punk? Any more?
Well, just the last thing that we can talk about is actually one of our super chats. So we can get into it through the super chats because we actually have a lot of those to get to as well. This one comes from Elijah Vin. It's our first one of the day.
Super chat.
Elijah says people think Punk is going to wrestle Steve Austin at WrestleMania. This is actually highly reported by some reputable people. that is saying this is on the board as an idea. Doesn't mean it's confirmed. It doesn't mean it's solid, but they are trying to get CM Punk versus Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania 40. Now, long-term fans will know anytime before this Kevin Owens match that Steve Austin had, he would say, man, if I ever came back, I would just probably want to wrestle CM Punk. I'd want to wrestle CM Punk. I remember he said that on the Howard Stern show one time. And then they did the WWE 13 video game interview. If people will remember it. I don't know if you've ever seen it, Booker, but it was Steve Austin and CM Punk with JR interviewing the two of them.
Yeah.
Promoting the video game. And it was so well done. And it felt like, oh, wow, this feels like it's building to a match. And so from that day on, people have always thought this is something that could happen.
I think JR got fired right after that.
No, that was like 2 years later. It was a different. That was where maybe he and the Nate might have had one too many beforehand, I believe was the issue. Shout out to JR and the Nature Boy on that one. Both in AEW now. But what do you think about a potential CM Punk versus Steve Austin? Because when Austin came back 2 years ago at WrestleMania 38 in Dallas, you and I had the conversation just a couple weeks later of like, will he be the new Steve Austin? I mean, will Steve Austin be the new Undertaker, where we see him wrestle once a year at at a WrestleMania or a big match situation? Could this be something that you would be interested in? Do you think it's possible? What are your thoughts when you hear CM Punk versus Steve Austin?
And when I hear stuff like that, of course it's something that people pay to see. People, definitely tune in to see something like that. But Steve Austin, 58, 60 years old now,
Somewhere around there.
and people got to be real. People got to be realistic. I don't think Steve Austin is going to be the new Undertaker. I just don't. Okay, just because Steve Austin is just as old as the Undertaker. We all are. It's just like the movie Life. You know what I mean? What happened? He got old. Hell, we all got old. You know what I mean? So, I don't see Steve Austin sitting at home at 58, 60 years old, whatever it is, 58. Wait a minute. No, he's going to be 59 now.
It's close. It's close no matter what.
Yeah. So I just don't see Steve Austin sitting at home thinking about a match at all. And the reason.
But what did you just say about the boys? What did you just say about the boys?
If it's a check out there, you're going to go pick it up. And I say that for the guys that's able to go pick it up. You know what I'm saying? Not saying it's just like myself. I'm not finna think about booking myself in a match or anything like that. People say, I always say, man, they booked me in Saudi, I go pick that check up. You know what I mean? But I would have to fight, really, really struggle to fight with myself to even think about doing something like that, because I know what I could do to my body. One match, just climbing through those ropes, one match. When it's something that you're not doing on a regular basis, it's not something that you should be thinking about doing ever, just because. I was at Reality Wrestling this week. Okay, you saw me.
I saw you.
I had a altercation, one would call it.
Yes.
With one of my members in the Heat by the name of Gaspar.
Yes.
He collared me, bang, like that. And he did it quite stiff, even ripped my shirt a little bit. And because I had to look real, I'm like, hey, make it look real. That's the only thing I need you to do, make it look real. And I came back to the back, and Charmel had to give me a rub down. My body was in dire straits. I just went into, my neck was hurting, my shoulders, and I'm like, man, just from snatching me up and me jerking like that real quick and an adrenaline going through my body, man, you don't want to be thinking this is a young man's game. Now, the thought of CM Punk and Stone Cold Steve Austin in the middle of the ring doing business, man, that's great money, man. We can make some money out of this deal. Yeah, we can make some money out of it, but money at the end of the day, none of that can help you when you're in dire straits. You know what I mean? So you got to know when to think about doing something like this. And me personally, I just don't see Steve Austin being at home thinking about having a match, or was it be WrestleMania anywhere with anybody? That's just me. I could be wrong.
So you think we saw the last of the Rattlesnake?
You know what? We in this business, we never say never. It's just not the way we think. It's just not in our blood and our DNA. It's just not the way we do things. So I'm not gonna put it past us seeing Steve Austin again in some capacity. I'm not gonna do that at all. But me personally, I know the internet is buzzed about Steve Austin and CM Punk, but me personally, if I know Steve Austin, I just don't think he's at home thinking about what is CM Punk and him going to do in a match, when it finally comes around. I just don't see
Right.
that.
All right. Well, I mean, look, time will tell.
And
Time will tell.
Normally I'm right on stuff like this. I was right on CM Punk. People can say what they want to say. They said that I said that CM Punk could never come back to WWE. That's right. They must have been talking about Ryback. I never said that one time. I know Ryback was saying CM Punk, he definitively said they would never take him back. This, that, whatnot, the other. And I'm sure he's sitting at home with a lot of egg on his face because they did take CM Punk back. I'm a realist. I know what this business is. I've been around it for way too long to not understand the ins and outs, the do's and don'ts of the business and how stuff normally plays out. I've been around way too long. And normally I'm right on stuff like this.
So, look, if I had to put money on it, I wouldn't put money on it happening. But I remember back in the day when we were first talking about the rumors of Floyd Money Mayweather versus Conor McGregor. Would this ever happen? And the one thing I said back then is there's just too much money on the table for it to not happen.
Yeah.
And for me, when I think about if Austin's physically able, which I mean, I don't have any doubt that he could be, and if there's interest in it from both sides, I just feel like there's too much money for an Austin CM Punk. Because like when you think of dream, I'm not saying that Austin versus CM Punk's a dream match of mine, particularly, but I'm sure it's a dream match for a lot of people. And when you think about the opportunity to do dream matches, there aren't too many left out there. And the fact that Austin was just wrestling, less than 18 months ago makes me think it's possible. So I'm going to go to this not likely, but possible.
Look, I just said anything's possible, but I just don't think that that's what Steve Austin because the thing just happened. CM Punk just happened to, just come available, nobody saw that coming as far as CM Punk leaving AEW within inside 3 years. No one saw that, and then to now being here in WWE and we're being so close to WrestleMania and putting something like that together, Steve Austin would have to start getting in shape right now, for that match. Is it something that's possible? Of course it is. Steve Austin, I was looking at him and he was talking on this podcast and people was asking him, why was he getting it? Why was he, looking good and getting back in shape? And he's like, to get back in shape. People speculating and thinking that, perhaps he's going to have another match or something like that. So in wrestling, I'm never going to say never. I'm never going to put it past something that could happen. Me personally, I just don't think that's something that's going to happen here anytime soon anyway. Yeah, let's just put it like that.
All right. Well, you know what? We'll find out as the world turns, as they said back in the day on whatever. That was a soap opera, right? As the world turns.
Yeah. It's world
as they said on the world turns. Well, I'm sure that the rumors will continue to be out there and get heavier toward WrestleMania season, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Night one. Never know. Stick around, guys. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute. Can you dig it, sucker? And this episode is sponsored by Blue Chew. Guys, let's talk about it. Let's talk about sex. Hey, you remember when you was always ready to go? I'm talking about strapping the rocket on it, man. Going straight to the moon. I'm talking about getting it done. If you want that extra confidence, I got something for you. Listen up. BlueChew.com. Blue Chew is a unique online service that delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, Levitra, but in a chewable tablet at the fraction of the cost.
But the great thing, Book, is you can take it any time, day or night, so you can plan ahead or be ready whenever an opportunity arises. The process is simple. You sign up at BlueChew.com, consult with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days.
The best part, guys, it's all done online on the internet. So there's no doctor's visit, no awkward conversations, no waiting in line at a pharmacy or any of that.
And the thing is, Book, Blue Chew's tablets, they're made right here in the USA and prepared and shipped direct to your door in a discreet package, so no one is the wiser.
You know, let's just get it out there, guys. Blue Chew wants to help you have better sex. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. It's like this. Chew it and do it. And we've got a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew absolutely free when you use promo code Booker at your checkout. Just pay $5 for shipping, man. That's BlueChew.com. Use promo code Booker to receive your first month absolutely free. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And, you know, we want to thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the Hall of Fame podcast. Chew it and do it. Boom. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. We might want to get to, we got super chats.
We got a ton. Is it, we have one more or is this the last one? I think this is the last one.
I think this is the last one.
Yeah. Okay. So let's get through these. And if we go over a little bit, it's okay. Ryan Woldridge says, Booker T, will Stevie Ray be going into the WWE Hall of Fame? Well, he already is.
Yes, he's in already. We went in 2019. Together, celebrated that day. So yeah, he's already in.
Yeah, in as a member of Harlem Heat. This one comes from John Ashford. Brad looking real crispy. Oh, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
No, Book. I mean,
that this on him. We get some makeup on him for the next show.
the illness that I've been dealing with for the last, I don't know, almost 2 weeks. It really took it out of me, man.
Yeah.
Took it out of me. I lost weight. I'm a little gaunt, but I appreciate you, John.
Yeah.
This comes from Turfa. Turfa actually gifted a Reality of Wrestling subscription.
You don't mess with my little brothers, man.
We salute to you, Turfa. This one comes from Cali Toenail. Step y'all chat game up. It's going back to Cali. My bad. My son Sage told me to tell y'all sup. Also, the remote controls, y'all had Cali back from noon to moon. Thanks. Who you with?
Oh, yeah, man. Remote controls. Big ups to the remote controls. That's my old dance group name from back in the day. And we were trying to figure out a name for those kids, remote controls. And Brad was like, what about the remote controls? I'm like, man, are you kidding? And then I'm like, that's pretty good.
It's not bad. Yeah.
Keep it rolling, man. Keep it rolling.
Our next one is from Big Breezo. Breezo says, Book and Brad G, who is / was your favorite wrestler as a kid?
Yeah, that's an easy one for me, man. JYD was my guy here in Houston. We didn't get WWF back in the day here in Houston. We just got Houston wrestling. We get world-class wrestling in Dallas. And, of course, everybody loved the Von Erichs, but JYD was the only brother, man, that went out there and really represented OG North American heavyweight champion. So for me, it was Junkyard Dog.
JYD, man. For me, being in a WWF guy growing up, I mean, it was Stone Cold Steve Austin and Shawn Michaels were the two guys, man. I used to think Shawn Michaels was maybe the greatest of all time overall.
No doubt.
And you can make the case still. I mean, he is back in, man, especially in the mid-late 90s.
He was good, man. He was good. I always felt, he was one of the best that ever put on a pair of boots. I always said that he was the one guy that I wanted to get in the ring and test with just once from a singles perspective. Never got a chance to do that, but I always thought he was one of the best that ever did it. If not,
as far as like in ring, it's hard to say that there's very few people who you could put in the same conversation, right? Like technical wrestler. As far as from what I hear, people like you yourself say, people like Undertaker say, Ric Flair, the greats all say, man, he was probably the best, ever in the ring. But what was also impressive about Sean is his charisma and his swagger and his entrance and his ring what do you call it? Ring apparel that he would wear to the ring, his gear to the ring.
He was a one of a kind. He was one of a kind.
Sang his own music.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just so good. And then had the best finish that has been bastardized to hell and back.
He's a great story. I think, he's a really, really great storyteller.
Yeah.
More so than most people even really think about. Everybody think about his wrestling, in-ring prowess. But storytelling, man, was so good because that's what I thrived on. And I love watching guys that could really put stories together. And when he was here in Houston against The Undertaker, man, they went out and they told like the greatest story that perhaps I've ever seen in wrestling, between two guys that was so much difference in size. I was like, wow, flawless, man, flawless night for those guys that night.
Yeah, man, I'm sorry. I love you. It's one of the best wrestling moments in history.
Yeah, that was a good one too. Yeah,
when he super kicks Ric Flair, just to have the wherewithal. If you have 80,000 people in the building, right, and to have the wherewithal to before Rick feeds up to the super kick, you just say, "I'm sorry, I love you."
Smart enough to know the camera is going to catch everyone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, God, man. Oh, what a great. Yeah. So he was always one of my favorite. Mr. Joe Walker, happy holidays, Booker and Brad. Well, happy holidays to you too, Joe. Sadly, I lost a real close relative 3 weeks ago. What advice can you share about withstanding grief during the holiday? A lot of people feel it in this time, Book. A lot of people feel it in this time.
Hey, man. Yeah, I get it. I feel it every holiday since I was a little bitty boy. I lost my mom, when I was 13 years old. So every Thanksgiving, every Christmas, I go through it. 58 years old now, and I still feel the same way like I did when I was 13. But I just have to know and pray to God and know that she's in a better place. And hopefully I'm going to see her again one day, and she would want me to be happy and move forward in this life because we only get one life. So that would be my best advice to you. Keep your head up and be strong.
Yeah, Joe, I actually watched this thing on YouTube yesterday. It was a sermon from Joel Osteen, who ministers here in Houston at Lakewood Church, for people who don't know. And it was a video. It's just on YouTube. It's called Keeping the Faith. I'd suggest you watch that one. That one really helped me yesterday. So definitely, we are condolences for your loss, though, Joe.
Definitely.
B Pharrell Dash says, my pops made it to the event. Now it's time that I'm a part of the event. Booker Brad Dash to row.
Hey, come on down.
Tickets are now officially on sale for January 12th, the first show of 2024. Slamuary is coming your way on January 12th. So get your tickets now so you don't miss out.
And like Brad said, damn it, we got the best damn arena out there. All right. If you're talking about watching wrestling from this level, of course we're not WWE, of course we're not AEW or anything like that, but we are the AAA of professional wrestling. We are the promotion that get these young stars to the stratosphere, to the nebula of their careers. And if you want to be a part of something like that, if you want to see what that machine, that small machine is real, like a small machine sometimes work harder than a big block, man. So guys, come on down and check out some reality of wrestling going down. What's our next show? 13th?
I think it's the 12th.
12th.
January 12th.
January 12th. Come on out and be a part of the row.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. You are right. The 13th.
Yeah,
you are right.
See what I'm saying?
You're right. You're right. Sorry. Got that wrong.
The old brain is still working.
It's still there, man. It's still there. Couple more minutes, but a couple more questions. Kai Toenail, B4L Dash, my boy, I expect great things from the incredible one. Normally I'd say, who you with? This time I'm with you. Do your thing, boy. Hashtag Perry era. Who's your dad? So he's talking about his son.
Yeah.
Callie was saying to us, he might want to send his boy down to get trained.
Hey, man, reality wrestling will be the first stop if you're trying to get into this business the proper way. I know a lot of guys out there that want to play wrestler, want to go out there and jump off something and have fun. And there's a time to have fun. But if you're really trying to be something and do something in this business, guys, come on down to Reality Wrestling. Go to realityofwrestling.com. Do it now. I do it for you.
All right, we have another one here. This comes from Elijah Vin, who says, quick question. Did you ever know did you know if Michael Jackson liked WWE or not? That's actually a great question.
You know what? I don't know if Michael Jackson liked WWE or not, but I think he liked wrestling. So I think he liked WWE. But as well as my brother, we got a chance to meet Joe Jackson and his wife, Michael Jackson's mom, in Las Vegas. And they made the person that was handling the Jacksons, the mom and dad, they made us these cool Harlem Heat hats. Oh man, it was so freaking cool. They loved us. The dad loved wrestling. We got him tickets to a show at the MGM Grand, and they came backstage and hung out with my brother and I and everything back in the day when we were Harlem Heat, WCW.
So according, by the way, to Jim Ross, yes, Michael Jackson was a WWE fan, and and it said many years ago, I turned down an opportunity to join my wife along with several other WWE corporate types at a private function at Michael Jackson's Neverland Ranch. It was a birthday party for somebody. Many within Jackson household were big WWE fans and were on TV regularly, as Jan remembers them getting bombarded with questions at the WWE shows. So yeah, it seems like Mike Jackson was a fan, man.
No, I'm sure. Yeah.
How could he not be? How could he not be?
Yeah, that was a moment for me, though. Yeah,
I'm sure. Joe Jackson, come on, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
This guy named Alex says, are there any wrestlers getting Cole for Christmas this year? Cameron Cole, I believe, will get Cole for Christmas.
A couple of my wrestlers got Cole just last night. Actually Saturday night, and they got it real good. And hopefully they learned a valuable lesson. The lesson was don't play with me, man. Don't play with me. That was the lesson.
They learned it. The Dork Knight. How you not going to acknowledge Bret Hart, the GOAT? Well, Bret Hart's up there in the conversation.
I mean, I like
he's
Bret
definitely
Hart.
in the conversation.
He's good. He's a hell of a wrestler. Even though Bret Hart get a lot of flack. Like from people like Ric Flair. Ric Flair buries Bret Hart.
I know.
I don't
think they like each other.
I don't know what's going on with those old guys, man. When you get old, you just things just happen. They just start popping. But we got to get out of here, man. We got to get out of here.
We have one more, just real quick.
Okay.
This is from Reezy Bags. How do you feel Impact going back to TNA and changes you think they should make? Other than the name change, do you think they should go back to the 6-sided ring?
I do.
Yeah,
I do. That's the one thing they said they're not going to be going back to the 6-sided ring. They're going to be going traditional. But for me, the 6-sided ring was TNA's true identity. That's what made them different than any wrestling company out there. Now, I don't know how difficult it is to make those 6-sided rings. Can't be that hard. You know what I mean? It can't be that hard to house 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 of them in the warehouse to just keep them fresh, throughout the, time, throughout the year and whatnot. But that 6-sided ring was the identity of TNA. And I said when they lost that, they lost a lot of time and money that they had put into that company. That's just my opinion. But yes, I wish they would bring it back. We got to get out of here, man. We got to get out. It's time to wrap it up. We went over a little bit. I want to thank everybody for stepping inside the Hall of Fame, getting your champagne wishes, caviar dreams. Again, Cali Toenail, we appreciate you, bro. We appreciate you. Again, hope you had a great time here at Reality Wrestling. Not the first time the first time, but it's definitely not going to be the last time for Cali. He said that, as well as many, many more super chatters out there, guys. Make sure you tune in on a weekly. Bradley, as always, for the heavy lifting man. But right now, we got to get out of here. Peace. We love you. We out.